Hi everybody, Lori Gemini Tarot here. I'm here to give you your blue full moon in Taurus, which is happening on the 31st of October 2020, which is Halloween, y'all! Yes! Happy Halloween already then. So, if you're new here, hello, my name is Lori Gemini Tarot and I do tarot readings. So, since it's a special edition, spooky edition, I want to go ahead and use quite a bit of decks. Excuse me. I do have the Ghoulish Guards Tarot Major Arcana deck, as well as the Halloween Tarot deck. I will be also throwing around some Oracle and Affirmation cards. I got the Santa Moretti Oracle. I've got the Enchanted Bruja Oracle. And then I forgot, this is an affirmation deck, but it's a spooky one. And then I got the Haunted Halloween Oracle. So we're going to go ahead and have some fun with some of this stuff. But let's go ahead and start throwing cards down. Now, please know that this is a general collective tarot reading. Make sure you check your sun, moon, and ascending sign. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live and when I'm dropping content. I'm a mere mortal just trying to compete with a very competitive YouTube platform. So any small thing, such as just hitting the like button, commenting down below if the reading resonates with you, if you really enjoy the deck, even just telling me your favorite Halloween tradition, whether if it's your favorite Halloween treat, what was your favorite Halloween costume, your favorite Halloween party that you went to or you threw, or the coolest haunted house. I just like hearing just fun little spooky things. You know, and sharing the video, things like that just helps my platform grows and helps me get into the YouTube algorithm. So if you could help assist it out, I'd greatly appreciate it. I am currently throwing cards down, and then I will show you what I have. Ooh. Let me go ahead and mix these up. This is going to be for the blue full moon in Taurus. So with this blue full moon, it's going to be unveiling the world, both worlds, the living and the dead, to the most thinnest line. Because especially since it's happening on Halloween, and there are two full moons that are happening within the same month. It's going to bring out more of your emotional side, and it's going to bring out some closure. You're going to find your grounding. It's also going to make you kind of focus more like on money and love and just pleasure, the fun things in life. There we go. Okay, so during this blue full moon in Taurus, that's happening on the 31st of October, it is going to be very rewarding. And especially those who've been putting the shadow work in. You've been doing self-reflecting. You've been working on yourself. You have not been avoiding your problems. You've been working on them head on. And especially when things have been challenging, you've been questioning yourself, you feel like you're kind of going a little crazy, and that's part of the spiritual awakening. You kind of feel a little bit crazy because you're not feeling like your normal self, So during this time with the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy, you're coming to the realization you're becoming more comfortable in your own skin. And you're starting to take ownership of who you are, who you truly are. There's been accountability. That's what's been happening here. And because you've been working on yourself, you remind yourself of who you are. You are a badass motherfucker. You're a badass bitch. Nobody else tells you any otherwise. And you're not going to settle for less for anything in life, whether for career path, whether if it's a romantic life. You're not going to allow family or friends or hell, even strangers tell you how you should live your life. You're comfortable in your own skin, so you're no longer catering towards other people. You're no longer allowing other people's opinions define your self-worth. You know, just because somebody that you don't even care for and you don't even really know anyways, you know, who has their own problems, you know, and there's somebody who have not done any shadow work, and so they're always in this loop of self-destruction, and they may be hating on you, but you have to come to the realization that you can't you're giving them all your power. If just because this person says something negative about you, that defines your entire day. That defines your entire mood, that energy, and that shit needs to change. I'm telling you, 555. Because this is about finding balance here with the Hierophant. This is Taurus energy here. So with the new moon, you're coming to the realization of who you are. You're coming comfortable in your own skin. And you're actually going to be practicing those philosophies instead of just like, you're putting your money where your mouth is, and you're going to practice what you preach, right? And this may even just have you focus on maybe speaking to a counselor or a therapist, or maybe even like a spiritual guru. This could even be dealing with somebody who's like a nutritionist or even a personal trainer, because this requires discipline and structure, and it requires you to change out like old habits or things that is not going to be currently aligning with the goals and things that you're trying to conquer in your life, right? So say like you want to become the greatest bodybuilder, but you can't become the greatest bodybuilder if you're just sitting on your ass eating Cheetos all day, right? So it requires there to be some discipline and some action. Now with the Lovers card here, this is Gemini energy. This is a choice that you have to make. Now for those who are single, there will be new love that comes your way, and those are going to be for people who've actually worked on themselves. This reading is specified towards people who have done the shadow work and has worked towards themselves. If you are single, you will find your soulmate. You will find a long-lasting partner, somebody who is worthy of your love. This person is not an emotional cripple. This person has their shit together. They have a steady, good job. This person they're not a narcissist. You know, like they're like their social clique, their family. You know, they think of you as an equal partner, and that's what they want. They want an equal partnership. They don't want to be in a relationship with their mom or dad, right? How many relationships have you been in where you're the parent and you are taking care of them, right? That's not going to be the case anymore. This is an equal loving partnership. And this is a choice, because once you learn to love and value yourself, that's when everything aligns and comes into place. And once you start practicing those disciplines, you have to put the work into it. You can't. This is what the problem is with some of the spiritual community, and this is just like what's grinding my gears. I'm just gonna, because this is part of it too. You have to put the work into it. You can't just, I'm just gonna go ahead and say a whole bunch of affirmations and do a spell and not do jack fucking shit and expect everything to be handed to me on a motherfucking platter, because that's not how that shit works. You have to put the effort into it. You have to put your hat into the rim. You have to tip your hat out into there. You have to like make it rain. You have to put some effort, some energy, some time into it in order for you to be rewarded. When you put the effort, the universe rewards you back, right? It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science, all right? It's not spiritual science either. Okay, so you have to put the work into it, all right? You got to be accountable. And then, like Walter White from Breaking Bad says, Great Heisenberg, apply yourself. So with the Devil card, and people freak out, they go, oh my God, it's evil. It all depends on the placement of the cards. All the cards don't tell me anything negative. This is a very positive reading. This is a very strong, loving soul binding, true relationship. Okay, this is very strong. You're instantly connected. Like the sex is very great. This person is very alluring. This person, you know, has a little bit of a bad side to them, like in a good way. This person, you know, it's a possibility where this could be a relationship where it's possibly open or polyamorous. That is going to be for a select few, okay? But it feels like this person really respects your independence. And it doesn't really matter what you're into, they're cool with it, right? It, like, sexually or not, you know. This could be like, you know, you may have dated people who had a problem with your spirituality, or they're like, oh, you're a witch, that's just weird, or something like that. And this person's like, I honestly don't care. Do what you gotta do, babe. You know? So with the Two of Imps here, this is gonna be Aries Leo Sagittarius energy. You're moving on to bigger and better things, okay? And for anybody that's in a current relationship, real quick, you've had to go through your own personal spiritual journey, your own just kind of retuning your ego. And the relationship is in a much better, stronger place because you've had to work on yourself or work on previous issues in the relationship, whether like marriage counseling, things like so on and so forth. Okay, so Aries Leo Sagittarius energy, this is moving on to bigger and better things. Some of you just dodged a bullet, whether if you were gonna get that job and it did not pan out, or a relationship that you had to bounce out of, a very toxic situation. You're moving on to bigger and better things. I'm seeing for some who are actually currently making travel plans for around the holidays or 2021, like a vacation or whatnot. Now the Three of Bats reverse, this is getting over a very traumatic experience, and it still feels like the salt is still in the wound. So even if somebody kind of like casually brings up like this ex or this, like, you'll start getting teary-eyed, you'll get worked up, 1, 2, 3, 4. You start getting worked up over it. But it's no longer, you're over the initial shock, the trauma, the pain of it. But the more that you're starting to further detangle yourself from them or the situation, the more you're coming to the realization that you're in a better position. You know, since getting out of that, you're in a much better position. The King of Imps here, this is going to be a Leo energy, okay? This is somebody who is very strong, who is very confident, because once you've detangled yourself, you're still a little bit hurt, you're still having a hard time getting over, but you know that you're moving on to bigger, better things. And as you're healing, you're gaining your power back. You're remembering who you are as a person, and you're regaining your self-worth, and you're realizing that this person or a situation has really been holding you back, has been stunting your growth. Now the Ace of Imps here, which are going to be Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You feel like this could be for some during this transition. Your sex drive may go down, just a little bit down, and you're maybe starting to realize is that you can't use sex as a band-aid to kind of heal any small like hiccup in the road. And it just doesn't feel right too. And it doesn't, and this is not slut shaming or anything in any way. It just feels like for the time being, it feels like right now in this period, this transition, like it feels like that would be stunting your growth if you did that. It feels like you would feel worse, you know. The same band-aid, the same mechanism you used to use, it doesn't work in this instance. And I think you're starting to realize that, and you're starting to grow from that. You may be feeling just a little bit stagnant for the time being, but that will pass. The Hangman here, Pisces energy, you have a choice. So you can continue to kind of wallow in this funk, right? And kind of be in this cycle, or you could choose to just swallow your pride, you know, take an L, take accountability, take an L for the things that you should be taking an L for, right? And heal, and you're going to move on, and you're going to find a very strong, loving partnership, and you're going to find somebody that's very stable. You're going to find somebody that's very career driven, and this person has a lot of ambitions and goals, and they're very protective. I see Sagittarius, Taurus, Gemini, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces energy here. So let's go ahead and start throwing down some oracle and affirmation cards. That was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to move this out of the way. There we go. Okay. So I want to go ahead and use this deck first. I've not used this very often, so I will have to read from the booklet, but I do at least want to throw one card from here. Let's go ahead and get the blue full moon in Taurus. Halloween energy. Perfect. Got that. So I've got number 4. And so with number 4, perfect. Beautiful. This is love. This is the original undefining force, the basis of for universal solidarity that contents our evolution and change. It is a continuous phenomenon, a flow originating from the first cry of our universe, of our galaxy, down to the planet we inhabit. We inhabit a web that connects every single atom, and that reminds us that our present revives from the past, and that it is in our best interest to act constructively to build a positive future. So, the little advice for the dead, it is act responsibly, bearing in my mind not only your needs, but also what they will cause in the environment you live in. Fascinating. Let's go ahead and start throwing more cards down. I'm going to go ahead, just throw down these cards, and then I'm going to go ahead and give you your additional messages. First, let's go ahead and throw down the Enchanted Gruja Oracle deck. Okay. And the Haunted Halloween Oracle deck, and I'll give you your messages. Alrighty then, let me just move just a tad of this stuff out of the way. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and dive into this. So, Moth, transformation. I did a Scorpio Scorpio season reading on my Instagram account, and there was a full-on change and transformation. Libra season, you've come to the realization, and you're realizing that in your life there's been imbalance. Whether if it's been an environment, an ongoing situation, this could be with an individual, this could be pertaining to work, so on and so forth. And you've come to the realization that balance needs to happen, so you've just been kind of planning ahead, and now you're ready to implicate the changes. So now you're transforming from a cocoon to a beautiful butterfly. You are protected from the universe with this pumpkin here. Your ancestors, the universe always has had your back. You need to be careful though, all right? You do not want to stray, and you do not want to go back to your old patterns. You do not want to go back to square one. Especially it feels like in almost in your transformation, you're vulnerable because it feels like junior high. It feels awkward, weird, and strange. And the universe is going to provide you with one more test to see if you're going to fall for the bait, right? It's a troll, all right? It's a troll. It's a fake ad. It is a fake account from Russia, from YouTube, from Instagram, from Facebook, whatever. Okay, it's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a ruse, right? They're gonna try to bait you to see whether if you're gonna go ahead and fall for it. And you do not want to be in a position where you're running that circus and you trip all over your clown nose and you trip over your clown shoes, you know, and you look like a fool in front of everybody. You do not want to be put in this position. So you are protected from the universe. So don't freak out and start going back to toxic or negative behavior. You need to have confidence within yourself. Two, right? You need to have confidence within yourself. Like, bruise your boots. These boots were made for walking, and you could sissy that walk. Everybody looks great in heels, in some good heels. Don't come out with no kitten heels. Don't you dare come out in no kitten heels. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like Schwarzenegger wear kitten heels. Trump wears kitten heels. Do you want to be that bitch that wears kitten heels? I think not. Sissy that walk and strut it and repose. You're going to grow and evolve, and you're going to go through hell and back. Just have confidence and faith within yourself, and it feels like you're going to transform, and you're going to have a new life, a new identity. You're going to live the life you've always wanted to live. This is like totally rebranding yourself. Now we got be the flame, not the moth. Do not let yourself become someone else's shadow. Spin confidence like cobwebs over your life and let no one brush them away. Ordinary is never the only option. And then your final cards, I got Evil Eye. You are protected. I told you, your spirit guides have your back. And it doesn't feel like, if you feel like you have a lot of haters, it does not matter. You are safe and protected. Now with Owl, you are choosing to make better choices because you've realized that you've been on this rodeo before and you're tired of playing these childish games. They were young when you were fun and when you had no care in the world, but it's time to evolve, and you're realizing that you're spinning your wheels and you're trying to do the exact same thing and you're expecting a different result, and it's always going to be the same because you're growing, you're evolving. Now with Snake here, release, shed your skin. This is the time to evolve and change. I'm seeing you finally embracing your energy, your finally becoming comfortable in your own skin. So you're releasing things that is toxic, that no longer fits you, that no longer, it no longer is a part of your identity, whether it's a philosophy, spiritual, mental, emotional, whatever it is, you're letting it go. What you're letting go is with the haunted house. This is ongoing past traumas that you've learned from your childhood, and you thought that this was normal and this behavior was okay because that's all you knew. And the older you got, the more you realized it was not normal, and you've just been running away from your problems. You've been deflecting from it, and you think that a relationship is going to be a band-aid. You think that if I'm the CEO of my company, that is going to fix everything. My family will respect me then. It feels like you're expecting a band-aid to fix a whole problem, and you have to heal yourself first. So there's things that you have to let go because you're realizing that your parents did the best that they could, for better or worse. And you grew up with those coping mechanisms, and you lived your life the best way you could, for better or worse. And it worked during that time, but it's not a lifestyle that you can live anymore because it is affecting your everyday life now. It's affecting your relationships that you have with people, romantic, platonic, business-wise. It's time for changes. And it's because with this potion here, it's time to release it. You're realizing that there's ongoing mistakes from the past, and you're not going to be able to, you have to let it go because you know it's no longer going to serve you. It's only going to be your demise. So hopefully these readings resonated with you. If they did, please make sure you comment down below. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell. Hopefully you enjoyed these Halloween spooky themes. I love you guys. Please be safe. Wash your damn hands, and nanu nanu. Peace out, y'all.